Have you ever stopped to think about why some people seem to carry a different light? A presence that calms environments and brings balance where there is chaos? What if I told you that there is a profound spiritual reason for this, and that the universe has a special purpose reserved for those born under the sign of Libra? It's not an exaggeration. It's not just an astrological coincidence. There is something much greater happening on the spiritual planes, something that connects the heart of Libra directly to the divine heart. Many times you, a Libra, may have felt misunderstood. Perhaps you've wondered why you feel things so intensely, why you seek harmony so much, why you can't simply ignore the injustice around you. You may have questioned why your heart aches when you see someone suffering, or why you insist so much on finding the good in people, even when everyone around you has already given up. Know that this sensitivity is not weakness. This constant search for balance is not naivete. It is your divine purpose manifesting through you. In this video, we will reveal 7 spiritual reasons why God deeply loves the sign of Libra. And pay attention, because what you will discover here may finally explain many things about your journey, the challenges you face, and the special gifts you carry. These are not just astrological characteristics. They are spiritual marks, divine seals that show you were chosen for a very specific mission on this earth. And if you stay until the end, you will understand why your current difficulties are actually preparation for something great to come. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's discover together the special love that the Creator has for you. Reason 1. Libra carries the divine gift of justice and balance. Do you know that moment when you're in the middle of an argument between two people and, even unintentionally, you can see both sides of the situation? That instant when everyone is taking sides, pointing fingers, shifting blame from one side to the other, but you can see beyond the emotions and realize that the truth isn't entirely on either side? That's not a coincidence. That's not just a characteristic of yours. It's a divine gift that was placed in you before you were born. The symbol for Libra is the scales, and this has a much deeper spiritual meaning than most people imagine. In the celestial realms, the scales represent divine justice, that perfect balance that keeps the universe functioning. And God chose to place this mark on you, Libra, because He trusts that you can be an instrument of this justice here on earth. We're not talking about judging people, no. We're talking about bringing balance where there is imbalance, about being the voice of reason when everyone is lost in emotion, about being able to show just paths when everything seems lost. Look, we live in a world where people quickly take sides, where anger and pride cause everyone to defend their position without even trying to understand the other. But you, Libra, were made differently. You have this almost supernatural ability to pause, to breathe, to look at all perspectives before forming an opinion. And that bothers a lot of people, because in a polarized world, being balanced is almost an act of rebellion. People will call you indecisive, they'll say you take too long to make decisions, they'll pressure you to choose a side quickly. But the truth is, you're not indecisive. You're discerning. You're fair. And that comes from God. In sacred texts, whenever divine justice is mentioned, it speaks of balance. The Creator is not impulsive, does not act on momentary emotion, does not judge by appearances. He weighs, He considers, He weighs all circumstances. And this divine nature has been imprinted on you, Libra. That is why you suffer so much when you see injustice. That is why your heart aches when someone is mistreated without reason. That is why you cannot simply turn your back when you see an imbalance occurring. It is not exaggerated sensitivity. It is the Holy Spirit working through you, reminding you that you were placed here to be a tool of balance in this world. And pay attention to this because it's important. This gift is not easy to bear. Being a balanced person often means being caught in the crossfire. It means being misunderstood by all sides. Those on the left will criticize you for not going completely to the left. Those on the right will criticize you for not going completely to the right. And you will be there, in the middle, holding this balance, trying to show that there is a better way, a fairer way, a way that considers all sides. This is tiring. This wears you down. But know that every time you do this, every time you choose balance instead of polarization, you are doing exactly what God called you to do. God deeply loves this gift of yours because He knows this world urgently needs people like you. It needs bridges, not walls. It needs peacemakers, not instigators of conflict. It needs people who see beyond appearances and can bring light where there is darkness. And you, Libra, were chosen to be exactly that. So when you feel alone in this position, when they think you're wrong for not taking a definitive side, remember, you're not wrong. You are fulfilling your divine purpose. And God is smiling at you, proud to see that you haven't given up on carrying this sacred balance. Reason 2. Libra's ability to see beauty in all things. There's something very special happening in the hearts of those born under the sign of Libra, and often you yourselves don't even fully realize it. It's this incredible, almost magical ability to find beauty where others only see ugliness, to find hope where others only see despair, to find possibilities where others only see dead ends. And this isn't just optimism. This isn't just a positive way of thinking. It's a deep spiritual connection with the essence of creation. When God created the world, He looked at everything He had made and saw that it was good, that it was beautiful. Every detail of creation carries this divine mark of beauty and perfection. But over time, with life's difficulties, with pain and disappointment, many people have lost the ability to see this beauty. Their eyes have become accustomed to darkness. Their hearts have closed to wonder. Their souls have become hardened, incapable of marveling at the little things. But you, Libra, have been blessed with different eyes. You have been blessed with the ability to see the world as God sees it, to perceive the hidden beauty in every situation, in every person, in every moment. This manifests itself in so many ways in your life. You are the kind of person who can see potential in someone everyone else has dismissed. You are the one who finds the positive side even in the most difficult situations. You are the one who can appreciate a sunset in the middle of a chaotic day, who stops to admire a flower along the way, who is moved by a song, by a kind word, by a gesture of affection. And the people around you may not understand this. They may even think you are too sensitive, that you get emotional too easily, that you give too much importance to small things. But the truth is, you are not overly sensitive. You are connected to the frequency of divine beauty that permeates all of creation. God loves this about you because He knows how much this world needs people who remind others that beauty still exists. We live in dark times where the news is heavy, where social media is full of negativity, where it seems that only what is bad deserves attention. In this scenario, you, Libra, are like a soft but persistent light. You remind people that good things still exist. You point to the starry sky when everyone else is only looking at the ground. You celebrate small victories when everyone else is obsessed with big defeats. And this is not naivete. This is spiritual wisdom. Do you know what happens when you point out beauty to someone? You are doing God's work. You are reminding that person that they are loved, that there is hope, that the world is not just darkness. You are planting seeds of light in hearts that were becoming accustomed to darkness. And even if you don't see the immediate result, even if people don't thank you, even if they think you're exaggerating, know that those seeds will germinate. They will grow. And one day, when that person is going through a very difficult time, they will remember what you said, that beauty you pointed out, and that will be the light that guides them back home. Furthermore, this ability to see beauty protects you spiritually. Because when you are focused on beauty, when you are grateful for good things, you are vibrating at a higher frequency. And at that frequency, negative energies cannot reach you so easily. Spiritual attacks dissipate before a grateful heart. Envy and the evil eye cannot penetrate a soul that is constantly celebrating blessings. So, in a way, this characteristic of yours is not just a gift to others. It is also a spiritual armor for yourself. Reason 3. Libra was created to be a natural peacemaker. If there's one thing that profoundly defines the spirit of Libra, it's this almost visceral need to create peace where there is conflict. It's not just a personal preference. It's not just because you dislike fighting. It's something much deeper, something engraved in the essence of your soul. You were shaped by the Creator to be an instrument of peace in this world. And that, my dear Libra, is one of the most powerful reasons why God loves you so deeply. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself in the middle of tense situations, trying to calm tempers, searching for words that could build bridges instead of increasing walls? How many times have you given up your own reason, your own pride, just so that peace could reign? How many times have you swallowed harsh words you could have said, just to prevent a conflict from escalating further? This is not weakness. This is not a lack of personality. This is spiritual strength. This is you acting as a true child of the light. Sacred texts say that blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And you, Libra, carry this blessedness naturally. You don't need to force it, you don't need to pretend. It's part of who you are. When you enter a tense environment, your mere presence begins to soften the energies. When you speak in the midst of a heated discussion, Your words have the power to lower the emotional temperature of the environment. When you mediate a conflict, you manage to remind people that deep down they are not enemies but just human beings who are confused, hurt, and scared. And look, that doesn't mean you never feel anger or indignation. You do. And sometimes you feel it very strongly. But there's something inside you that, before you react impulsively, before you let anger take over completely, makes you pause, makes you breathe, makes you think about the consequences, makes you ask yourself if it's really worth breaking the peace over that. And most of the time you choose the path of peace. You choose conversation instead of confrontation. You choose diplomacy instead of war. And that, in God's eyes, is extremely valuable. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Now let's continue with our video. Reason 4. Libra's deep connection to unconditional love. Now let's talk about something that lies at the absolute center of Libra's heart, love. But not just any kind of love. We're talking about the kind of love that transcends expectations, that goes beyond conditions, that remains even when it makes no sense to remain. You who were born under this sign have been blessed with a unique capacity to love in a pure, sincere, and profound way. And this isn't just romantic. This is spiritual. God is love. This is one of the most fundamental truths of all spiritual traditions. And when He created Libra, He imprinted this loving nature in a particularly intense way. That's why you suffer so much when you can't love freely. That's why your heart breaks when you have to distance yourself from someone you love. That's why you insist, try, and strive so hard to make relationships work. Because loving isn't just something you do, something you are. And this manifests itself in so many ways in your life. You are the person who remembers birthdays, who sends messages asking how the other person is doing, who offers help even when overwhelmed, who opens your home, who shares what you have, who gives without expecting anything in return. You are the one who forgives, even when deeply hurt. The one who gives second chances, third chances, as many chances as necessary. The one who believes in people's ability to change, even when everyone else has given up. And yes, this has hurt you. It has disappointed you. It has made you feel used, undervalued, even foolish. But even so, you continue to love. Want to know why? Because deep down in your soul, you know a truth that many have forgotten. Love is never wasted. Even when it's unrequited, even when it's misunderstood, even when it seems to have been thrown away, the love you offer transforms the world. Every act of genuine love you perform sends waves of positive energy into the universe. Every time you choose to love instead of hate, to forgive instead of holding a grudge, to understand instead of judging, you are raising the vibrational frequency not only of your life, but of everyone around you. God deeply loves your capacity to love because it reflects His own nature. When you love unconditionally, you are being the image and likeness of the Creator in a very real and tangible way. You are showing the world what divine love is like. And this is especially important in these times, where love is being confused with so many other things. Where people talk about love but practice possession. Where they say they love but set conditions. Where they promise eternal love, but abandon at the first difficulty. But you Libra know true love. The kind that doesn't give up. The kind that doesn't disappear when physical beauty fades or when money runs out. The kind that remains steadfast even in the storms. And this kind of love is rare. It's precious. It's divine. So when you feel undervalued, when you think your love isn't appreciated, remember, you are offering the world something that comes directly from God, and that can never be wasted, even if human eyes can't immediately recognize its value. Furthermore, your capacity to love deeply prepares you to receive profound love in return. The universe has a law of correspondence. You attract what you are. So all this love you have sown, all this capacity to love that you have developed, is preparing you to find someone who will finally reciprocate. Someone who will value your enormous heart. Someone who will understand that what you offer is not something common, but something sacred. And when that encounter happens, you will understand that it was worth the wait, that it was worth keeping your heart open, even after all the disappointments. Reason 5. Libra's gift for creating harmony in environments and relationships. There's something almost magical that happens when Libra enters a place or a group. It's as if energies reorganize themselves, as if chaos begins to find order, as if dissonance begins to seek melody. And this is not imagination. It's a real, concrete, powerful spiritual gift. You have been blessed with the ability to harmonize environments and people, to bring balance where there was disharmony, to create connections where there was separation. Do you know those situations where several people are trying to work together, but no one understands each other? Everyone pulls in a different direction and nothing progresses? Or that family where everyone is fighting, where no one talks properly anymore, where every meeting turns into a battlefield? You Libra are the kind of person who can enter these situations and, little by little, begin to mend the relationships. You identify where the knots are, where the unresolved resentments are, where the misunderstandings are that are causing all that confusion. And with patience, with diplomacy, with great sensitivity, you begin to untangle those knots. This isn't easy. It's not simple. It demands enormous emotional and spiritual energy from you. Because you need to listen to all sides, you need to validate all feelings, you need to find the common thread that unites all those people despite their differences. And often, in this process, you end up absorbing some of the pain, some of the anguish, some of the conflict. It's as if you become an emotional sponge, absorbing the negative energies so that the environment can finally breathe again. That's why it's so important that you learn to protect yourself spiritually and cleanse yourself energetically. Because if you don't, all the weight you carry when harmonizing environments will start to make you sick. It will start to weigh on your shoulders, your mind, your heart. You need to understand that being a harmonizer doesn't mean carrying other people's problems forever. It means helping them find their own balance, but not taking on their imbalance as your own. But getting back to the main point, God deeply loves this gift of yours because harmony is essential for life to flow well. Harmonious families raise emotionally healthier children. Harmonious work environments are more productive and less harmful. Harmonious communities are more resilient and supportive. And you, Libra, are a fundamental piece in making this harmony happen. You are the oil that lubricates the gears of relationships. You are the glue that holds groups together. You are the soothing music that calms troubled spirits. And look how interesting. Many times you do this so naturally that you don't even realize it. You're simply being yourself. You're doing what seems obvious to do. But for other people, what you do is extraordinary. It's transformative. It's almost miraculous. How many times has someone told you that you saved a situation just by being present? How many times have you been thanked for getting people who were fighting to talk to each other again? How many times has your presence brought peace to a heavy atmosphere? These are not empty compliments. They are acknowledgments of a real gift you possess. And this gift comes from God. He is the one who gave you this ability. He is the one who molded you to be this harmonizing presence. And He did this because He trusts you, because He knows you will use this gift for good, to help people, to make this world a slightly less chaotic and slightly more loving place. So when you feel tired of always having to be the peacemaker, the mediator, the harmonizer, remember, you are doing sacred work. You are fulfilling a divine purpose. And every time you bring harmony to a situation, the heavens rejoice. Reason 6. Libra's heightened spiritual sensitivity. There's something that needs to be said about Libra, and perhaps you've never fully realized it. You have a much sharper spiritual sensitivity than most people. You pick up on things that others don't. You feel energies that others don't feel. You perceive signs that others don't. And this isn't madness, it isn't imagination, it isn't exaggeration. It's a sixth spiritual sense that has developed in you precisely because you have a special mission in this life. How many times have you entered a place and immediately felt that something was wrong, even if everything seemed normal? How many times have you looked at a person and known, without them saying anything, that they were suffering inside? How many times have you had strong premonitions about situations or people, and then discovered that you were right? This happens because you are tuned to frequencies that most people don't access. Your spiritual antennas are more open, more sensitive, more receptive. And that's a blessing but also a challenge. It's a blessing because it allows you to help people in ways that go beyond the obvious. You don't need someone to tell you in detail what's happening. You feel it, you know. And with that, you can offer exactly the kind of support, words, and presence that person needs at that moment. You can be a very powerful instrument of healing and comfort because your sensitivity allows you to touch the right wounds, even those that are hidden, even those that the person themselves doesn't want to admit exist. But it's also a challenge because this sensitivity can overwhelm you. You might end up absorbing the feelings of the people around you. You might start carrying burdens that aren't yours. You might feel exhausted without understanding exactly why. Because in reality you're processing not only your own emotions, but also the emotions of everyone around you. That's why it's so important that you learn to set energetic boundaries, to protect yourself spiritually, to discern what is yours and what belongs to others. But getting back to the main point, God gave you this sensitivity because He trusts that you will use it wisely. He knows you won't use this gift to manipulate, to take advantage of people's vulnerabilities, to place yourself above others. He knows you will use this gift to serve, to help, to love. And that's why He loves you so deeply, because you are a reliable instrument in His hands. This sensitivity also allows you to have deeper spiritual experiences. You can feel the divine presence in ways that others cannot. You can perceive when the heavens are trying to send you a message. You can recognize the signs, the synchronicities, the miracles disguised as coincidences. And this keeps you connected to the sacred, even when life gets difficult, even when everything seems to be going wrong. You always have this direct line to the divine, this ability to feel that there is something greater guiding you, protecting you, loving you. Furthermore, this sensitivity makes you an excellent judge of character. You are not easily deceived by appearances. You can see beyond the masks people wear. You can identify who is genuine and who is just pretending. You can perceive when someone is manipulating you, even if that person is very skilled at disguising their intentions. And this protects you. It guards you from toxic relationships, from opportunities that seem good but aren't, from paths that would lead you away from your purpose. Reason 7. Libra was chosen to teach the world about partnership and cooperation. And we come to the 7th reason, which is perhaps one of the most important of all. Libra was chosen by God to teach the world the true meaning of partnership and cooperation. In a time where individualism is being celebrated, where everyone only thinks of themselves, where competition is destroying relationships and communities, you were placed here to show that there is a better way. The way of cooperation, of partnership, of working together. You weren't made to walk alone. And that's not weakness. That's not emotional dependence. That's spiritual wisdom. You understand at a very deep level that we are relational beings, that we were created to live in community, that we reach our best when we are connected with others. And that's why you value relationships so much. That's why you invest so much in your partnerships, whether they are romantic, professional, or friendships. But here's the important point. When we talk about partnership from Libra's perspective, we're not talking about a person who simply erases themselves to please the other. We're not talking about someone who loses their identity within the relationship. We're talking about a true partnership, where two people remain whole, complete, but choose to walk together because they are better together than apart. We're talking about a union where there is mutual respect, where there is room for individual growth, but also a commitment to joint growth. And you, Libra, have a unique ability to create this kind of partnership. You know how to negotiate, how to find win-win solutions, how to make concessions without feeling diminished. You understand that sometimes you need to give in on some things to gain on others. You understand that ego needs to be set aside in favor of the greater good. And that, in a world full of inflated egos and people who can't admit they're wrong, is a precious gift. God loves this about you because the future of humanity depends on our ability to cooperate. The greatest challenges we face as a society cannot be solved by individuals alone. We need each other. We need to learn to work together, even with our differences. And you, Libra, are a natural teacher of this art. You show, through your example, that it is possible to maintain your essence and still connect deeply with others. That it is possible to have different opinions and still walk in the same direction. That it is possible to disagree and still love each other. And look how interesting. The more you practice this art of genuine partnership, the more you attract people into your life who also value it. Because you are vibrating at a frequency of union, cooperation, and complementarity. And this frequency attracts people who are ready for this type of mature and healthy relationship. So if you haven't yet found that ideal partnership you're looking for, don't be discouraged. Continue being who you are. Continue valuing true connections. Continue being that example of how relationships should be, because you are planting seeds that will bloom in due time. Furthermore, your ability to create partnerships extends beyond personal relationships. You have a natural talent for uniting people around a common cause, for creating teams that function well, for leading through example and inspiration, not imposition and fear. And the world urgently needs this type of leadership. We need people who know that leading is not about commanding but about serving, who know that true power lies not in dominating others, but in empowering them. And you, Libra, carry this wisdom in your heart. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. We've reached the end of this video, and I sincerely hope that you, Libra, have been able to see how special you are in God's eyes. Each of these characteristics we've discussed isn't just a personality trait. It's a divine mark, a seal that shows you were created with purpose, with intention, with infinite love. You're not here by chance. You're not just another human being wandering aimlessly. You were called to a very specific mission, and every challenge you face, every pain you feel, every moment of confusion you go through, is actually shaping you, preparing you, refining you so that you can fully fulfill that purpose. I know that sometimes you feel misunderstood. I know there are times when you wonder if it's worth continuing to be who you are, especially when people don't value, don't recognize, don't appreciate everything you offer. But I need to tell you something important. Don't change. Don't harden your heart. Don't let disappointments turn you into someone cynical, closed off, bitter. The world already has too many people like that. The world needs you exactly as you are. It needs your sensitivity, your sense of justice, your capacity to love, your pursuit of harmony, your ability to see beauty where others only see ugliness. And I want to challenge you today. I want to challenge you to fully embrace who you are. To stop apologizing for being sensitive, for being balanced, for needing time to decide things, for valuing relationships so much. These things are not flaws. They are your greatest gifts. They are the tools God gave you to make a difference in this world. So use them with confidence. Use them with pride. Use them knowing that every time you act from your true essence, you are fulfilling exactly what you were created for. And let me tell you a secret. Great things are coming your way. All this preparation, all this refinement, all this process you've been going through is reaching its harvest time. The universe is organizing things behind the scenes. It's aligning people, situations, opportunities that will finally allow you to shine completely. It's preparing encounters that will change your life. It's opening doors that have been locked for a long time. And all of this will begin to manifest in ways that will leave you speechless. But in order for you to receive all of this, you need to keep your heart open. You need to continue trusting, even when you don't understand the process. You need to continue loving, even when you've been hurt. You need to continue believing in good, even when you've seen so much evil. Because it is precisely this ability to remain luminous, even in the darkness, that will attract all the blessings that are reserved for you. And look, if you've made it this far in this video, it's no coincidence. You were guided to this message because you needed to hear exactly this today. You needed to remember who you truly are. You needed to receive the spiritual confirmation that yes, you are on the right path, yes, you are deeply loved, yes, everything makes sense even when it seems confusing. So I invite you to do something. Close your eyes for a moment, place your hand on your chest, feel your heart beating, and give thanks. Give thanks for being who you are. Give thanks for this enormous heart you have. Give thanks for every experience that has shaped you. And declare aloud, I accept and embrace who I am. I trust in the divine process of my life. I am ready to receive all the blessings that the universe has prepared for me. If this video touched your heart, if these words resonated with you, I ask that you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because here you will always find messages that will uplift you, that will remind you of your divine essence, that will give you strength to keep walking. And if you can, become a member or subscriber of the channel. Your contribution is not just financial. It's energetic. It's a way for you to tell the universe that you value these messages, that you want them to continue reaching you and other people who also need to hear them. Leave your birth date in the comments. Let's create a chain of positive energy. Let's connect as the spiritual family that we are. And tell me also, which of these 7 reasons touched your heart the most? Which one reminded you of who you really are? I will read every comment, and you can be sure that I will be sending energies of light and love to each of you. Libra, you are loved. You are seen. You are valued, not by the limited eyes of human beings, but by the infinite eyes of the Creator. And that's all you need to know. That's all you need to remember in difficult times. You are not alone. You have never been alone, and you will never be alone, because God walks beside you every step of the way, sustains you in every fall, and lifts you up in every new beginning. Trust in that. Believe in that. Live from that. Until the next video, may God be with you, and may all the blessings of the universe be poured upon you.